get there? What is your business going to be? If you don't know where you're going, how you're getting there, is that really a goal? Life doesn't happen by happenstance. It's the actions that we take, the decisions that we make that controls what we do. So we have to be very, very intentional about what we do. Follow the SMART model. That's the best way to go. SMART model. S, be specific. M, measurable. Is it measurable? A, attainable. Is it attainable? The R, realistic. Does it make sense? The last one, time-based. It has to have time. These critical keys help you put the work in. Good evening. Happy Tuesday. Welcome everyone to Build Your Best Life with Coach Deborah D. Smith. And I want to welcome my beautiful guest, Linda Wright-Patrick, all the way from Freeport. Woo! How are you?
Hello.
Glad to have you.
It's good to be here. Thanks for having me, Coach Deborah.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, and again, we are this month talking about reaching out for a solid education. You know, some people are already going back to school. Some are preparing. Here in Duval County in Florida, the kids are going back on Tuesday, the 15th. So they haven't gone back. I know in some states, the kids are going back. Some go back after Labor Day, but everybody is kind of like in that mode, getting the vacation time in, getting school supplies, getting all ready to go. But we want to talk more about education. I know we had our symposium last week, which was fantastic. But I thought this would be a great month to talk all things education. So that's what we are continuing to do today. So thank you all for tuning in. Welcome, Deacon Holmes, Catherine Trotter, Agnes Copeland. Thank you all for tuning in. So make sure that you like, comment, and share. Share. We want more people to get engaged, to find out what we're talking about here on Build Your Best Life, because we want to ensure that when we turn the page, that we don't skip a beat, that our young men have been taught all the basic principles that they need to know. They are ready, they are equipped, and they are ready to take over. So we are super excited about that. So please share. If you have not liked my Build Your Best Life Facebook page, please like it to make sure that I can see that you're on here and I can see your comments. Hi, Cynthia Ferguson. How are you? And also, please subscribe to my YouTube page, because you never know when we're going to have some hiccups with Facebook. So I want to make sure that you don't miss out on anything, because I have some fantastic guests that are on here, and I don't want you to miss out. So Linda has been here several times, but I know she always has things going on. She has a great platform with her husband, Unique Couple. So she always has something going on, and she has 3 beautiful kids. So tell everybody what's going on with you, Linda.
Hello again. So we have recently, I think it's been 2 weeks, celebrated our 20th wedding anniversary. So of course, we're still on this high. We're all excited about that. And we are sharing 20 success tips, 20 ways that couples can get there, couples can enrich their marriage. And so we're all about, getting couples to really be intentional about their relationship. And so that is what we do on Unique Couples, in our marriage club, in our How to Strengthen Your Facebook group, and of course, all on social media as Unique Couples. You can find us there. And I am an educator in the classroom as well. So besides what I do and love with working with families, I also work with children. So when you see all of that and the connection and how it's intertwined, it just makes sense, because what happens with children, they eventually become adults. And when the adults have the children, the issues the adults have somehow is always transmitted to the children. And so seeing that in the classroom, it's like, hey, we have to work on the children, but we also have to work on the adults. So that is what is going on. And yes, school is reopening. I can't say that I am ready for it to happen, but I'll be ready when it does.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes. So we know online learning has been around for a while, but that's what our topic is today, online learning. And we learned a lot about it during the pandemic, but that is not when online learning began. However, it was enhanced and used by more people in different ways. Public school classes we had to go to online learning. Organizations such as Toastmasters, ICF, which is International Confederation of Coaches, they continued to learn online, having their different educational programs online. But according to research and marketing, by 2025, guess what? Online learning will be a $319 billion industry. $319 billion. So online is not going away.
It's the place to be.
Yes. I was like, 319 billion. Wow. So, Linda, what changes do you think are coming to make online learning such a huge moneymaker?
I mean, besides the pandemic and all of the things that are happening in the world, we have persons, with travel and movement and wanting the freedom of just being wherever you are around the world and still, being able to connect with people, being able to further your education. So all of that has just caused the increase. And of course, the pandemic taught us that, hey, it could happen. And even before the pandemic, persons were asking for this to happen. Like I remember wanting to access online learning for certain courses that I wanted to do personally, professionally. And, it's not offered. Oh, you're not able to do it, as if to say that if you did it online, it's not worthwhile, it's not worthy, it's insignificant. And of course, now we're at the place where, hey, we can do this online. We can make it work. We can standardize it. We can make sure that the quality is still achieved. And so when we look at what's happening, everyone wants to be able to have the power to do what they want to do without being held back. And so if online learning is there and it's offering that to people, then they can get certified, they can upgrade, they can do professional development, they can get an entire degree. And if I can do that online in the safety of my home and the safety of my country, then that is definitely something that, hey, it's going to make it a huge money maker.
Yes, it is worth it. Because my master's degree, I actually did it completely online, and I'm in Florida, but my degree, I achieved it from Liberty University, which is in Lynchburg, Virginia. So, hey, we can do anything.
Yes.
It is amazing. Yes.
That is so true.
Yes. So we had some more people to join us. Hello, Catherine Trotter. And we have Henrietta Lockhart, Monique. Is it Monique Wright?
Yes, I see.
Yep.
Pastor, hi. Vito is there too.
Tasha Wright, Judith.
Thanks for joining us. I see my sisters are on.
Yeah,
they're always supportive.
Right. Yvonne Whitfield, Dan Smith, Vito Patrick. Hey, Vito. And co-pastor, is it Lavinia McIntosh?
Yes, McIntosh, all the way in Abaco, Bahamas.
All right. Love it. I love that name. It's close to my mom's name. All right. So online learning is such a convenience. I mean, really, it's like you don't have to worry about running late. You can roll out the bed with your pajamas on, just change the top, jump in front of the computer and go for it. but you can interact with others worldwide. Just like you just said, we got somebody way on a different island.
Mhm.
It is just amazing. And I like to do things online because it's convenient, it saves time, it doesn't cause you to stop in your tracks. You can have a bad cold and you're coughing, and of course, if you had to go somewhere to work or a meeting where you would be spreading your germs, you would say, well, I can't make it. But if you're at
Yep.
home, hey, you can do it, because you can black out your screen or put yourself on mute and cough away, and you don't interrupt anybody. So it's just convenient.
Definitely.
And
And you know what I like about it too, Deborah, is the fact that I can just come out of a meeting at 6:25 and head into another meeting at 6:30 and not have to worry. Just a quick wardrobe change and I am in another meeting. So what's not to love about online learning?
I mean, it's just amazing. It's amazing. We can do that. It's like, what did I do? Um, Yeah, and like I don't like to drive in bad weather. If it's raining the least little bit, I just kind of like have a meltdown. So I love it. If I don't want to go out, I don't have to go out. So I can just stay in. And then again, when you think about $319 billion, we know that it's not going anywhere for a long, long time. There's going to be more improvements with it. So if we're not on the bandwagon, we need to jump on it because it's not going anywhere. So, Linda, one benefit of online learning is the convenience, but how is online learning helpful in this sense outside of having a situation like a pandemic? So, like the pandemic taught us a lot of things, but
Mhm.
even outside the pandemic, what's helpful to learn?
Yeah. So like for us here in the Bahamas, we have like over 700 islands and keys. Okay. So if we focus on just maybe the 17 or so islands alone where the majority of the population can be found, we would still need the advantage that online learning offers. So just imagine specialists can share their knowledge with students in remote areas and they don't have to be neglected or have their education stunted because they don't have access to resources or personnel and technology. So they wouldn't have access compared to maybe other students living in the capital or in other major cities. So more students and adult learners would be able to attain higher education as well. And that is definitely one of the benefits when I look at online learning, and especially in a place like the Bahamas with our islands all separated, and we have to either fly or catch a boat to get to another island. And if a specialist is in Nassau and we don't necessarily have that person here in Grand Bahama or in Abaco on another island, we can all share resources. So that is definitely a huge convenience, and that is really helpful for us and for people generally. And like you said, you went to when you were in the safety of your home and you access education in another state. Well, normally you would have probably had driven there or lived there or commuted. But hey, for some of us, especially in the Bahamas, that's a serious commute. Okay. And for us, most of the time, we would travel outside of the country to access education, probably in the United States or somewhere else in the Caribbean or Canada. But now we have access to that right in our own country. And that is simply beautiful.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. And so Catherine says, yes, online classes are very much needed as we move forward in learning. Yes, thank you, Catherine, for that comment. Good evening, Peggy. Thank you for tuning in. It's just, it's just so much. I really, really, really love it. Another thing I thought about is everyone doesn't learn at the same pace. So it may take someone longer to, write down notes or catch on. So, you're in that classroom setting and say the class lasts 35 minutes or 50 minutes. So the our instructor is just going to flow. But if you're like slower or whatever that may cause you to get behind. So, having online or hybrid class for higher grades, will that benefit students who may not comprehend at the same level, do you think?
I think that the technology does not stand by itself. Okay, so if you think you can just like put a computer in front of a child and have them access the material and call that online learning, then that is a big mistake. So those students, and especially the low performers, will most likely fail or not perform optimally if that is what happens. So cooperative learning helps students. So incorporating that into online learning will definitely benefit students in higher grades. So during the pandemic, we were thrust into using technology as a major part of instruction. And what I personally witnessed with my own students was, especially that first year, was that how my low achievers began making huge advances in their performance. And this was happening right inside the classroom. This wasn't, oh, they're doing the work at home and so they're getting better grades because their parents are helping them. No, this was with the use of technology, because we were basically trying to make sure that if we had to um, leave and the kids go home, that they'll have access to all of this, and we were teaching them how to use it. So while this was happening, some of the students that they were just so comfortable using the technology that when they were assigned tasks to do and they were having their lessons and their activities differentiated even further with the use of technology, they improved by over 50%.
Wow.
Okay, so students who were probably were struggling reading, they were able to perform better because they had more access to technology and it was catered to them. So we like to say that, hey, technology is the wave of the future. But the reality is that we need technology. And as new discoveries and inventions occur, we will be using even more of it. And at the same time, we will be craving human connection. So having students in higher grades use technology will absolutely benefit them. But we must make sure that we cater to all learning styles, make learning cooperative, and definitely not neglect the power of connecting with others.
Awesome. Those are some great tips. Yes. Yeah, yes, it's very, very important that they, have that, learn how to build relationships and not, be on their own all the time. So I love that. And then the fact of everybody has, they don't learn in the same pace, or they don't have the same learning style. Some can learn better by listening, others by reading. So it's amazing that, everything that they can do and learn. So, how does online learning impact the overall cost of education? What do you think?
Ooh, now when we look at online learning, it basically offers one-to-many programs where you have one person, like the teacher can send this information or interact with a lot of students at the same time. And this helps to defray the costs of quality education, because one person can deliver to many. And compared to in a classroom, when you have your small class size, we know that the students benefit, and research has shown that, and I have personally seen that happen. Small class size, student performance increase. Huge class size, students performance decrease. And so with online learning, you can have a large, so to speak, class size, and it doesn't affect or impact student learning compared to what would happen if you're in a physical classroom, especially with younger children. So online learning can decrease the cost of educating students, and resources can be used to take more to make more advances in technology and reach even more students. So where you can save the money, you can also use that funds, those resources, to help to create even more benefits to our pupils, to our learners. And of course, all of this needs to be done within a high-tech, high-touch world.
It's amazing. I know when when the pandemic first hit here, what we've learned, and I guess we take a lot of times we take things for granted, but we found that a lot of families did not have computers. A lot of families did not have internet, and so that was one thing that kind of like stopped everything for a while, and then the children had to go to the schools, and the schools provided the computers, but getting the internet, that was a different thing. So that was something that slowed us down tremendously. Now, do you find that most families in Freeport have use of PCs at home or tablets?
I think for the most part, Deborah, we were experiencing the same dynamics, where we had a whole lot of students who did not have access to technology. And specifically for Grand Bahama, if you would recall, I wouldn't even say just came out of, we were in the, hey, still dealing with this major Category 5 Hurricane Dorian to the island. And so some people were still without electricity. Some people's homes were still destroyed. And so hey, I may have a device, which the schools and Ministry of Education made sure that the students in public schools got a device, but then, hey, some of them face the problem of not having electricity. And so that was another challenge. And so I think during that time, a lot of our kids were really, really disadvantaged. And so I think that would be the fifth graders now. This would be the students who would be in the fifth grade now for us. And we can see the lack that, hey, coming out of the pandemic, and then coming out of Hurricane Dorian, and then now facing the pandemic and all of what, the ramifications with that. And so that really definitely helped to limit and make their educational experience not on par. So the lack of technology and not having the devices was definitely something we experienced here as well. And so big country, small country, it's just the numbers, right? We definitely experience it as well.
Yep. Okay. This is Valencia. She says, my son will be doing online learning this coming school year with the hopes of him being able to accelerate when his basic courses are completed versus the regular classroom where the student is limited to only what is taught. Amazing. So we have to hear back from you, either Linda back on here or I'm on Unique Couple, so we can get some feedback from you in a couple months, Valencia. I would be interested in knowing how that turns out.
Yes, Valencia is doing an awesome job with her two sons and actually homeschooling them. And I know she is able to do a whole lot more because, like she said, she can do a whole lot more. And it's a small class size, right? Going back to that small class size, and she can cater to his specific needs and to their specific needs because she has the time, she'd have the resources, and she would have the opportunity to do so. So thanks for sharing that, Valencia. And Valencia is in Abaco. Yes. Okay. Abaco is in the house, Bahamas.
All right. We love it. Make sure you like my page.
Yes, and definitely you need to have Valencia on. She has a lot to share. So she'll definitely be, and she has two sons. Even though they're young, they are gifted.
Oh, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, everybody. I had to write her name down. All right. So, as with everything else, not everyone will embrace new concepts and technology. Therefore, some students will love online classes, but it will give other students anxiety, because that was one thing we found with our children's church, that kids that had been there every Sunday, all of a sudden we didn't see them, although um, they started online Sunday school classes or children's church at my church. A lot of students fell off, and they said they just couldn't do it, being online with school. They just shut down. They didn't want to do it for church. So, different people, it impacts them in different ways. So, Linda, understanding that not everyone has the same opinion of online learning, please provide students with helpful advice to be successful as they strive to build their best lives in a world that is going more online learning.
Well, my advice to students of today who want to build, hey, they might not even know that they want to build their best lives, but hey, who want to build their best lives, is to first have an open mind. Okay? You have to have an open mind. We live in a world where change is the only constant. I know that can be daunting because I love the comfort of the same. Like, I want to be able to go on my phone and go to the same place and go with my eyes closed and know exactly where I am going. I love that. So I am not always rushing out to get the latest technology or whatever. And some people might feel that way. And some people might be, you know what, I want to get the latest. I want to embrace everything. Or some people might just be afraid of doing that. So whichever category you are in, I would say have an open mind, because growth happens outside of our comfort zone. So if you want to grow, get comfortable and keep an open mind about the changes that are occurring now and will continue to happen in the future. So that's number one. And number two, I would say make learning a part of your lifestyle and not something you do for school. Okay? So if you are interested in something, go and research it. You want to try a new hobby? Hey, go and do it. Study it and find out more. Don't get caught up in, oh, I have to read this book for school. And then eventually, when school is out of the picture, you don't know the last time you picked up a book. No, it should not be that. You should embrace learning, make it a part of your life. Enjoy learning, make it something that, hey, you look forward to. And it doesn't just have to be related to, it doesn't have to be a textbook, it doesn't have to be related to school. Okay. And learning or reading a book, it can be something that's audible. You can use something that's online. And then of course you have YouTube University where you can learn everything. So learning is not just one method. There are many ways you can learn from, just even listening to persons who are more experienced and persons who are specialists or persons who you have interviewed or connected to. There are just many ways. So don't make learning, what's the word I want to use? Don't make learning something negative. Okay. Embrace it. Embrace the opportunities to learn more, because it will help you to grow individually and, of course, in your professional life as well.
Okay. All right. So as we that went quickly. As we get ready to close out, is there anything else that you would like to share in reference to online learning, Linda?
Yeah, so when it comes to online learning, and I think I've said it before and I'll say it again, remember that yes, we can do and absolutely love online learning, but we must not forget that element of human connection. we have to be able to connect. So we can do hybrid, or we can be fully online, but people are still behind the technology, and we need to connect with the people in the technology. And I think the best online learning would be where we embrace that and incorporate the connection, that human connection, because we were made to socialize. That was just how God made us. We connect.
Yes. Yes, and it's good. And as you were saying that, I thought about, and this was in 2015. I was taking an online course at the University of Florida. Is where I started to work on my bachelor's degree, but I had to take a medical leave. But so it was online, but I got ready to take my first exam. So I'm sitting at my desk at my computer, and all I have is, I used to have a pouch of pens. So I had pens and pencils and markers in there. That's all I had on my desk, and I'm ready. So I'm sitting there and I'm taking my test, and I'm nervous anyway. And all of a sudden I hear this voice and like, "What is that on your desk?" And I'm like, "It's a pouch with my pens on it." I had to dump everything out, and I'm showing them all I have is pads and pens. And then I need to see the room. So I got this desktop, but I've got to get up and take my desktop and turn it all the way around, back and forth, so they can see my room. And it just unraveled me. I was just like, oh my goodness, there's no way. I made the lowest score on the exam. But that was just, maybe, that was the way they did it, but they had the proctor as you took your exams. But that was so stressful to me. So now, like I said, I had to take a medical leave that year. And when I went back, I didn't go to the University of Florida. But so I don't know if they changed that or if University of Florida still does that. But that was just nerve-wracking. So it's just different things. And, maybe somebody else that wouldn't have bothered. But me, I was just like, I can do that. Because I like peace and quiet when I'm taking the exam, whether it's, in a school setting or online. So I like peace and quiet. Don't talk to me, don't bother me. So that was just, so it just goes to show everybody is different. So thank everybody for tuning in, and I hope that you enjoyed our segment of online learning. And especially when I saw where online learning is going, because a lot of people think, Zoom is going and virtual is not going to be anymore. But like, I'm in Toastmasters, and we went from in-person to virtual during COVID, but we decided to stay virtual. And the reason why they decided that, because the company, it was a company-based Toastmasters, and the employees only have to go in the office, I think, twice a month or whatever. And then they can also pick up more people doing it virtually, so they can get people from anywhere. So I don't think it's going anywhere, but it is just amazing, the differences.
It's definitely a part of life. And just imagine the access to training that companies can get for, persons around the world, and they can bring that right into their organization and cut back on the expense of having to bring in that resource person to come and train or speak to their employees or motivate or inspire them. So that definitely helps us a lot, not just in the classroom in terms of with students, but also in our work world as well.
Yes. And we have a comment. And also, I think I saw Tasha Wright joined us. Thank you so much. And we had, is that your sister?
Yes.
We had a message from Yvonne. She says, love, embrace learning, and make it a part of your life. Keep your mind open to change, to come out of our comfort zones. It's awesome. And then Catherine says, so true. Human connection is an important element, and it is. You have to have that relationship so people will learn how to interact with others. Very important. So thank you all so much for uh, connecting with us today and participating in the comments and everything. Linda, can you please tell everyone how they can reach you and Unique Couples and anything that you have coming up?
Okay, sure. And I'll be sure to put the link in the comments as well. But go ahead and connect with me on Facebook as Linda Wright-Patrick. You can connect with Vito and I in our How to Strengthen Your Marriage Facebook group. That's our group where we encourage all married couples to come in. And if you are a woman and single, well, it doesn't even matter if you're single or married, but we also have a group for you as well. And it's how to strengthen your relationship, Unique Couples. And so you can go in and join us because it's all about growing yourself as an individual, making the connections with yourself, changing yourself, being the best version of you. And so that you can be open for the love that you need, the love that you want, and for the love that you want to even be greater and improve in your relationship. So you can find us there. You can also find us on Instagram as Unique Couples 242. You can find us on Twitter and social media. Oh, YouTube as well as Unique Couples. And wherever social media is, you can find us as Unique Couples. So go ahead. We have something special going on. So definitely the easiest way is to connect with us in one of our groups, and you'll find out about so much more of what we have to offer. Whether you're married or single, there is something for you, because we all need to start with that love, and that's the love for ourselves first, and then we can definitely embrace the love of someone else, including your spouse if you're married.
Awesome. Thank you, Linda. Okay, please make sure that you check out my website, www.buildyourbestlife.org. It's www.buildyourbestlife.org. You can read our blog that comes out each Monday at 10 a.m. You can look at our calendar of events to see what events that we have coming up and find out who the speakers are. That's already out there. As well, you can see the services that I offer, which is speaking, webinar speaking, coaching, consultation. And you can also get an autographed copy of my book, Build Your Best Life. It's about your life.
I have mine.
And your credibility, overcoming obstacles to build your best life. We have them in stock. You can get them quickly. If you like the Kindle version, you can go on Amazon.com. But I know that you will enjoy it if you don't already have a copy. And please make sure that you join us this Thursday for Coffee Chat. That's Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm so excited. I always have Coffee Chat with my sister, Carol Crockett. But Carol has just released her new book. What is it? See, I was going to say The Power of Words. Words Matter. And we're going to talk about the power of words on Thursday. So please, please, please make sure that you join us at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm super excited. We're going to be talking about that. And it's just amazing, you know, how people say different things and they don't think about what they say. And we used to always say, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. But that was so untrue, because words really hurt. You know, somebody hit you, they hit you and you forget about it. But those words, you reflect on them. Mm-hmm. So I know it's going to be a powerful coffee chat. So please join us on Thursday. And again, thank you for joining us today, because you could have been anywhere else, but you reached out with us. So again, thank you, Linda, for coming on today, because I know you are a very busy lady. So I really appreciate you taking the time to join us. And I want to say, someone on here said happy anniversary to you.
Thank you.
Cynthia Ferguson.
I'm celebrating all 20th year long.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right. So as you go along your busy day, you may find a young man that has lost his way. Don't shake your head. Don't steady your pace. Stop. Reach out and give the young man a helping hand. If we all reach out, we can do so much more as we help our young men to become the men that we know that God made them to be. Remember, building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan, it's our commitment. We love you. Be blessed. Stay safe. And I'll be looking for you on Thursday. Love you, Linda.
Bye. Get your book. Get your book.
Yes.
That's a young man. Thanks for having me, Coach Deborah.
Oh, anytime. You'll be back. Bye, everyone.